Greetings, gardeners. Well, I got a strange one the other night. Ellen was at the pond club, and they usually exchange stuff, plants and stuff between themselves. Well, she came home carrying some strange little yellow fruits. These guys here, not very big, kind of like about the size of a palm fruit or something. And, I had no idea what they were. And I looked at them first glance. Again, I said, it might be a palm fruit of some kind. But I went to bed. Next day I got up and she starts talking about this. And she called it blueberry pie fruit. And I went, never heard of that. So I went and tried to Google and went to the library on my books. And nothing comes up. That's when I get to really dislike common names of things because they're misleading oftentimes and can send you on a wild goose chase. Anyway, after looking at it for a while, I started to think, I think that on one of Ken Love's tropical fruit posters for the Big Island here, that I once saw a fruit that looked like this, but not called blueberry jam. It was called Blackberry Jam Fruit. And I said, yeah, that's it. So I went and I did a research, and sure enough, there it was. It turns out this little guy comes from Central and South America. It's in the coffee family with gardenias, and so it has a very fragrant flower. It's not a terribly big plant. They're saying only 4 to 5 foot shrub. And so this is, kind of a little garden shrub about the size of a gardenia plant with a nice flower. Fruit's quite interesting. I was kind of surprised by it. It'll never light the world on fire as being an edible because these guys aren't too big. And I'd probably starve to death before I got through too many of them. But it has a leathery jacket on the outside of the fruit here that I'm sure there's more than one way to get through this thing. But I decided that cutting through it with a sharp knife was probably the best solution. And see, check it out. Look at the inside, huh? Yeah, the inside looks like the inside of a jar of blackberry jam. And guess what? It tastes a lot like it, too. Very strange little thing. It really is an odd fruit. Not as sweet as blackberry jam, but it does definitely taste a lot like blackberries smashed up, and it's good. It's got a lot of little flat seeds in it, like that. And you can see what they look like. I'm told I can get some more of this fruit, and so I should have even more seeds. So I will go ahead and put some of this seed on my website, so there'll be a little bit. I have no real objections with it other than it is kind of small. I think you'd get hungry before you could eat too many of these things, but it's a neat little thing. It's a real novelty. Now, like I say, small shrub, nice smelling flowers, very interesting little weird fruits that taste like blackberries. I took all the seeds I got out of the previous ones and they're out in the nursery already growing. I have no idea whether the seed can be dried or not dried, so it'll be a very limited batch. Anybody interested, I'll put it on the website in the next day or two. Contact me and we'll get you some seed for this thing. They're fresh right now anyway. Good. Other than the small size and fairly numerous seeds, it's really rate's pretty high. I would like to see one of these that somebody had bred up to about the size of a golf ball or so. That'd be pretty interesting. I imagine you could probably just spoon it on your toast in the morning if you had one that big. As it is, though, I would call this a conversation piece fruit. No, it's something I suppose on the order of kumquats, where we used to stand around the kumquat in my garden and chew on kumquats and talk about stuff and talk about kumquats and chew on some more. Invite people to just stand there and converse. This definitely would be that sort of a fruit. that you might just kind of stand around the bush, pop them into your mouth. I'm not exactly sure what the best way to get it out of the skin is, because the skin is not edible. It's a little shell, you know, like a little bitty egg shell. It's sort of like a hummingbird egg, huh? Neat. Well, now it just goes to show you, Green Garden Guy don't know everything either. Joe Hewitt actually came up with an answer for me, but I had already finally figured it out for myself as far as what this was. But well, I don't know them all either. There's some pretty strange little fruits that have been brought here to the island. Like I say, conversation piece fruit. I don't think it'll ever make a commercial success, but the curiosity, just like ice cream bean or chocolate sapote or blackberry jam fruit. Hey, the name says it all, you know. Worth investigating. Check it out. It's a tropical plant, like I say, but I'd suspect, you know, South Florida, South California, the plant probably grows okay in those regions. Otherwise, being a fairly small plant, it is possible to container grow it, bring it in and out. So that's all I know about it. Aloha, hang loose, and y'all try some blackberry jam fruit.